Hello everyone and welcome to my Spookathon wrap up. So this is a little late because I have just had so much going on with my real personal life recently and I'm just a little bit all over the place, and I didn't really do all that great with the Spookathon. Obviously I had 5 books on my TBR, one for each of the challenges, and I only managed to finish 2 of them, so I guess that is pretty much half of them. I am actually halfway through one of the others as well, which I will hopefully be able to put in my monthly wrap up for October. So I'm just going to talk about the 2 books that I did manage to finish for this Spookathon. So the first one I read for the challenge of read a thriller, and that was A Geralds Game by Stephen King. I gave this book 4 stars. Basically this is about a couple who go to a cabin in the woods with the intention of playing this S&M game, and pretty much as soon as they get started, she is handcuffed to the bed, and through an accident he dies of a heart attack. So she is trapped, handcuffed to this bed, and it's basically her trying to break free from these very tight handcuffs while she is dealing with this situation that she's in. She's also dealing with a load of voices in her head, and it's very heart in mouth, and you were constantly like, oh my gosh, is she going to get out of this? She makes several attempts with the things that she can manage to get a hold of that are in her reach, and every failed attempt you're just like, oh my god, I don't think she's going to get out of this. There's also this weird sort of ghostly figure that starts appearing to her in the room, and we're not really sure whether that is actually a physical thing or a supernatural thing, or whether it is actually just her head, because she is so psychologically damaged. Definitely very severe trigger warnings for sexual abuse in this as well, because she starts reminiscing on her memories, and she has very severe daddy issues. But I really enjoyed it. Very good, very violent, very bloodthirsty. I'm really interested to see the new Netflix film version of this as well, because I've heard really amazing things about that too. So now that I've read the book, I'm really intrigued to get into that film. So yeah, really enjoyed A Geralds Game. And the second book that I managed to finish for Spookathon, I read for the challenge of read a book with a spooky word in the title, and for that I read The Dead Zone by Stephen King, obviously the spooky word being a dead. And this is about a guy who was in a coma for 4.5 years, and when he eventually comes out of this coma, he has the ability to see the past and the future of people and objects that he touches, and a lot of people think that he's some kind of miracle for his ability to be able to do this, but he sees it as kind of a curse, because the girl that he was dating when he slipped into the coma has now gone on to marry somebody else, and he is really obviously choked up about that lost love and all of the stuff that could have happened had he not slipped into this coma. And he ends up shaking hands with a politician, and he ends up having a very vivid vision of a terrible future should this politician go on to be successful. So he has to deal with whether he's actually going to stop this politician and obviously make the world a better place. It was a really good, different Stephen King book. It was nowhere near as bloody or as violent or as fucked up, I want to say, as a lot of other Stephen King books that I've read, but it was really good, really exciting, some lovable characters, a totally heartbreaking love story. I was just so sad that they could never be together and that she had moved on and all of that kind of stuff. Really sad ending as well, but some really lovely characters. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I also gave this 4 stars. So yeah, really loved The Dead Zone. And that is it for my Spookathon wrap up. Have you read either of these books? Please let me know. I did want to do a little bit better in Spookathon, but life got in the way, some bad stuff happened, and I only ended up reading 2 books, but I am pretty okay with that, I think, 'cause as I said, that's pretty much half of my TBR, so I guess I can be okay with it. I also want to mention that this Saturday coming, I am taking part in a It Book versus Film live show with Steve at the Lawn Gnome and Maria over at Cine Club. We're going to be doing a book versus film discussion. Obviously I will be defending the book, Maria will be defending the film, and it's going to be so much fun. So I will leave a link to the trailer that Steve created for that live show, and I hope you guys can join us. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern time, which I think is about 7 p.m. GMT, so if you can make it, obviously we would love you to join in and ask questions. Obviously there will be some spoilers for it, so if you aren't familiar with it but you would like to be, I probably wouldn't advise you to tune in, but there you go. If you can and are able, then I would love to see you guys there, and I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.